Okay, so in this video, I will show you how to do listening section 1, and the test is from Cambridge IELTS 15, test 2, listening 1. Um, Almost always in test 1, in section 1, you will always have a gap fill test. For gap fill, what we will do is, first of all, we will underline the keywords, and that keywords are usually around the gaps. And then what we would do is identify what's in the gap, noun, adjective, or verb. So we guess what's in the gap. It can be a noun, adjective, verb. And if it's a noun, it can be singular, plural. It can be about a place, a person, a name. That we'll also have to think about. The reason is that we want to know what we listen to in order to know what is the answer and when to listen carefully, because the answer is coming. And remember, you can only listen to the audio once in the real test. Keywords, apart from helping you to identify what's in a gap, they also help you to know when the answer is coming. And later on, I will explain. Okay, so always in the first few minutes, you have about 1 to 1.5 minutes before the audio actually starts to underline keywords and know what is going on. So for this task 1, always look at the number of words you can write down. Usually it will be one word or one number. Here we know that we won't be listening to any number, just words. Okay, it's about a festival. That is the topic of the audio. And I can see some dates. So it's the dates of the festival and the events happening inside in those days and the details. So what we will listen to is from the second date, the 18th, and we will listen to a ballet. They'll talk about a ballet, and we need to know the company's name. Company called. Number 1 must be a name, and number 1 should be spelled because it's a company name. All right. Or yeah, maybe it's a word. We're not sure yet if it's spelled or not. Sorry. 19 to 20th. It's a play. Một vở kịch. So I will have to listen to a play, a comedy called Jemima, and it has a good something. So this play, number 2 must be a noun. So it must be a singular noun. So something about play can be a script, kịch bản, or it can be cast, những cái người đóng trong cái vở kịch đó. Something about a play. So just my guess for now, but I know I will have to listen to something about the play. The 20th in the evening, so it's important information because maybe they will talk about the morning of the 20th, which is not the information you want to listen to. And number 3 is a show. So this can be something collocates with show, music show, variety show, something about show. We don't know yet. So show is called, again, it is a name. So they may spell, we don't know. We'll see later. Again, if you have time, continue to underline from number 5 to number 10, because usually the time between 1 to 4 and 5 to 10 is usually very short. So just continue to underline if you can. Number 5, making food. Something about food. Fast food maybe. We don't know. Something collocates with food, or it can be an adjective. Number 6, remember to underline this. Children only. Making something for children to make something. Can be toy because it's children. We don't know yet. Just my guess for now. And number 7 is for adults and making toys from something. Various tools. So 7 must be a noun and it can be about material. I don't know yet. Material can be metal, kim loại, or cotton, cotton. We don't know yet, just a guess. Number 8, swimming in somewhere. Number 8 must be a place, can be a lake, a river, a pool, somewhere you can swim in. Just my guess. Number 9, walking woods. So we have woods like forest, khu rừng, and led by expert on. Okay, so expert, a person who is very good in some field, and it is a wood. So maybe on animal, on plants, we don't know yet, but something about nature, I think. And number 10, see festival organizers for more information. So number 10, I guess, can be organizer's office or organizer's representative, người đại diện. So we don't know. But always try to guess the words if you can. This will always help you to listen to the audio much better and you know when the answer is coming, which is a very important skill when you do IELTS listening. Because we can't listen to it again. That's the only reason. So how to know? We have to rely on cue. Cue is dự báo, something tell you that the answer is coming. So in the practice later, I will stop the recording and tell you when I hear the cue for any question 1 to 10. And then I'll explain why it is a cue and why the answer will come later. And we'll see if the answer actually comes later. All right, let's listen.
To 4. Good morning. You're through to the Tourist Information Office. Tim speaking. How can I help you?
Oh, hello. Could you give me some information about next month's festival, please? My family and I will be staying in the town that week.
Of course. Well, it starts with a concert on the afternoon of the 17th.
Oh, I heard about that. The orchestra and singers come from the USA, don't they?
They're from Canada. They're very popular over there. They're going to perform a number of well-known pieces that will appeal to children as well as adults.
That sounds good. My whole family are interested in music.
The next day, the 18th, there's...
So I hear the 18th. This is when I will start to actually listen carefully because here we see 18. That is our cue. We know the answer is coming.
performance by a ballet company called Eustatis.
Sorry?
The name is spelt Eustatis. They appeared in last year's festival and went down very well.
Okay, so this is number 1. Let's continue and identify the cue for number 2.
Again, their program is designed for all ages.
Good. I expect we'll go to that. I hope there's going to be a play during the festival. A comedy, ideally.
So I hear the word play. I also hear the word comedy. This is the cue for answer number 2.
Luck. On the 19th and 20th, a local amateur group are performing one written by a member of the group. It's called Jemima. That'll be on in the town hall. They've already performed it 2 or 3 times. I haven't seen it myself, but the review in the local paper was very good.
Okay, I hear good, and I hear he says review very slowly. So that is actually our answer. Review. Let's continue to number 3.
And is it suitable for children?
Yes, in fact, it's aimed more at children than at adults. So both performances are in the afternoon.
And what about dance? Will there be any performances?
Yes, also on the 20th, but in...
So I hear dance slowly. I know that the speaker wants me to listen to this information. Dance. And then I hear the 20th. So number 3 might be dance.
evening. A professional company is putting on a show of modern pieces.
Okay, so I hear evening too. So number 3 must be dance.
With electronic music by young composers.
Uh-huh.
The show is about how people communicate.
So I hear the word show. So now the answer for number 4 must be coming.
Or fail to communicate with each other. So it's got the rather strange name.
And I hear name must be number 4, about now.
Chat.
I suppose that's because that's something we do both face-to-face and online.
Okay, so they don't spell the name. It must be a normal word. And she also explains that's something we do online and also in life. So chat online or chatting, talking in real life. So number 4 must be this word, chat, C-H-A-T. So if you see here, when I write a name, number 1 and number 4, I will write it in capitalized letter, big letters. The reason is that I just want to make sure that I write it correctly. Because usually if name, you don't capitalize it. If you write it like this, use status, then it's wrong. It's not a name. You must capitalize. So just to be safe, what I usually do is to capitalize everything for names. Just to be sure. Just to be safe. Alright, let's continue to number 5.
That's right.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 5 to 10.
Okay, so this is when you will continue to underline number 5, keywords in number 5 to number 10 if you haven't finished before. If you have finished, look at them again to refresh your memory before you actually listen to the audio.
Now listen and answer questions 5 to 10.
Now there are also some workshops and other activities. They'll all take place at least once every day. So everyone who wants to take part will have a chance.
Good. We're particularly interested in cookery.
Okay, I hear the word cookery. So this must be about cooking or food. So answer for number 5 is coming.
You don't happen to have a cookery workshop, do you?
We certainly do. It's going to focus on how to make food part of a healthy lifestyle. And it'll show that
Food part of a healthy lifestyle. So that can be paraphrased as healthy food. But I'm not sure yet. So let's continue to listen. So for whenever you're not sure about an answer, what you can do is just to put a question mark right next to the answer right away in your booklet. And then you can kind of decide later. It's not a big deal. It's fine to not be sure about an answer. Let's continue to listen to see if it is the end of the audio. If it is, highly likely that the answer is healthy for number 5.
even sweet things like cakes can contain much less sugar than they usually do.
That might be worth going to. We're trying to encourage our children to cook.
So some people might write sweet as the answer because they hear sweet cake, but I don't think cake is the same with food. Food can contain is also about other things too, apart from cakes. So I don't think sweet is the answer.
Another workshop is just for children.
So now they move on to children, which is number 6. So now I think the answer is for sure healthy for number 5. Okay. Children, let's listen carefully for number 6.
And that's on creating posters to reflect the history of the town.
All right. I hear the word creating. That is the synonym for making. Creating posters. Listen carefully to plural S. Making posters. Creating posters. Same meaning. So number 6 must be posters.
The aim is to make children aware of how both the town and people's lives have changed over the centuries. The results will be exhibited in the community centre. Then, the other workshop is in toy making.
Okay, now I hear the word toy making. Answer for number 7 is coming.
And that's for adults only.
Oh, why's that?
Because it involves carpentry. Participants will be making toys out of wood. So,
Toys out of wood. Making toys out of wood. So we hear the word out of wood. Out of should be the same meaning with from. So our answer is wood. We also guess it is material, so it must be correct.
there'll be a lot of sharp chisels and other tools around.
It makes sense to keep children away from it.
Exactly. Now, let me tell you about some of the outdoor activities. There'll be supervised wild swimming.
Wild?
Okay, so I hear swimming. The answer for number 8 is coming. Our keywords. Swimming.
Swimming? What's that?
It just means swimming in natural waters, rather than a swimming pool.
Oh, okay. In a lake, for instance.
Yes, there's a beautiful one just outside the town.
So I hear 2 words. Natural water, and I also hear lake. But here we can only put in 1 word. So the answer must be lake, not natural water. You cannot write swimming in the water. That doesn't make any sense for this case. If we must write natural water, but that's 2 words. So the answer must be lake.
And that'll be the venue for the swimming. There'll be lifeguards on duty, so it's suitable for all ages.
Okay, so he confirms it's a lake nearby. So the answer must be lake.
And finally, there'll be a walk in some nearby woods.
Okay, I hear walk from some nearby woods. Let's listen to answer for number 9.
Every day. The leader is an expert on insects.
Okay, an expert on insects. Côn trùng. So this confirms our guess. It should be about animals or plants.
He'll show some that live in the woods and how important they are for the environment. So there are going to be all sorts of different things to do during the festival.
There certainly are.
If you'd like to read about how the preparations for the festival are going, the festival organizer is keeping a blog.
So he said blog for after festival organizer. So the answer for number 10 is blog.
Search online for the festival website and you'll find it.
Well, thank you very much for all the information.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay, so that's the end for demo for section 1 listening. what would take away from this is that number one, you must underline the keywords before you listen to almost any task, but especially the gap fill task. Gap fill. Okay, let me write it down. Because this will be, the keywords will be the cue for you to know when the answer is coming. And it also informs you what kind of word the answers are: noun, adjective, verb, singular noun, a number, or a material, or something about insects, or a place, like number 8. It's very important. Keywords are extremely important. Okay, that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.